Okay, we finished all our juicing, and now I've taken the time to do all the filtering. And again, what I did is I strained out all the sediment and any of the extra pulp from both of these containers where I've got my filtered and pressed juice. One last thing I want to tell you on cleaning, a mistake I made at first. This is a centrifuge. All the cutting blades are right here, and then this is a centrifuge. It spins, and the juice is pressed out through this screen. And they give you this little handy dandy brush when you buy the unit to brush and clean. Unfortunately, it doesn't do as good a job as it needs to, because after a period of time, I think it was about 4 or 5 months, I started to notice that there was a buildup, almost like rust, along the edges here. But once that corrosion got in there, I couldn't undo it. So I had to buy another unit. These cost $15, which isn't that much. But I've had this unit, this particular centrifuge, for probably almost a year and a half, and I have no problem at all. The reason is that after I do a gentle scrubbing with this, I get out one of these little scrubby brushes, or the ones that they sell at Walmart or Kmart or Long's Drugs, and I soak it up and I just work along the inside like this all the way through here really vigorously, and I do the same thing on the other side, and that will completely clean the centrifuge unit and make it last a really long time. So I just wanted to point that out before we actually do the transfer of the juice. So if you want to come over here, you can kind of take a look at the coloration of the juice. It's almost like a deep burgundy brownish color when you're done, and that's the result of just all the coloration from the veggies. And so what I mentioned before is I like these Ball preserved glasses. They work really well. They fit in the fridge well, and they really preserve the juice. So I get my juice, and this is a lot of material. By the way, I transfer these juices back and forth. I pour one, pour it back to the other, pour it back, so that I have a complete mixture of the concentration of the juice, because I couldn't figure that out perfectly when I'm actually pouring it into these containers. So I mix it, and then I just go ahead and it takes a little time to figure out how to do this without spilling, but it can be done. And so I want to fill this all the way up to the top, almost to the top. The less oxygen that you have room for, the less oxidation. So I don't go right to the top. Some people do, but it makes it really hard to pour. And then whatever is left on there, I just these are just bubbles for the most part, but I like to just skim them off and get them out of the juice concentrate. And then I put my top on, and then this will just go to the fridge. So that will happen. I'll fill all 4 of these units up and then some. And for right now, I am thirsty after doing all this work, so I'm going to make myself a glass here. And kind of in jest, when people talk to me about this juice, I refer to it as my hippie juice, because it just seems like it's hippie juice to me. But the fact is this stuff is absolutely delicious. And you can buy these kind of juices in some locations. Like we have a company here on Kauai Juice Company. They do a fabulous job. The owners are so generous and kind. They've been a real blessing to me in my juicing and helping me to stay alive. And but I love this juice that I make. It's really delicious. I think you'll like the combination of flavors. It doesn't taste like you're drinking the clippings from your lawn mowing. It actually tastes really, really good. Man, that's so good. And when it goes down, honestly, I can just feel it in my body. My body's like absorbing it. I know it sounds kind of esoteric to talk like that, but it's really true. When I drink that juice, it just feels like my body's receiving it, and it's making a difference for me. I'll close with this. When you got cancer, the landscape is constantly changing. Cancer doesn't rest. But I just had a doctor's appointment about a week ago, and I discovered that all my test scores for cancer that include PSA, all my blood panels, all of them came back normal. And my doctors are pretty surprised, to say the least, and they want to know and understand what I'm doing and how this happened. But I really attribute the fact that my cancer is on the decline. I still have cancer in my pelvis, it's in my back, I've got it in my spine, I've got it in my ribs up here, I've got it in my jaw. When you have prostate cancer, prostate cancer generally goes to the bones. And once it goes to the bones, you're in trouble. And so from a medical standpoint, I'm in deep trouble. But what they can't explain is how now that I've been doing all this juicing and all this non-medical protocols, and I have other things that I do as well, that I can teach you, and we'll probably do YouTube videos on as well. The combination of all those things have lowered my PSA to now normal, and also all my blood panels have come back normal as well. So it's I'm not out of the woods. I still have cancer. My doctors have been really helpful with giving me some non-carcinogenic carcinogenic drugs. I'm saying that completely blowing that, but non-cancer producing or cancer causing drugs that are helping to lower my testosterone. And the result is that my numbers are down, and I've got not a clean bill of health, but I'm getting healthier every day. And part of the thing that's causing this and helping me a lot is this juicing. People praying for me is huge. The help of my physicians, and I want to say one last thing about my lovely wife Becky, because without her help, I wouldn't be here today. Without her researching, we wouldn't have made the decision to not go with a medical approach of radiation and chemo. Without her, I wouldn't have been able to really maintain the vegan diet, and we call ourselves cheating vegans because occasionally we have chicken and fish maybe once a week or so. And but without her and her help, I wouldn't have been able to do any of this. It really takes the help of another person. And so I want to say thank you to you, Becky, for being an incredible wife and partner in my healing from cancer. Aloha oi, and we'll see you guys again soon.